Luis Martinez, you know him as Damien Priest. Damien, it's got to be an honor, man. You got to feel really good when you be recognized in the Bronx and you're in the Hall of Fame permanently.
Oh, this is insane. For me, like, and I said it earlier, now I know I've made it. You know, no matter how many accomplishments, getting this honor and being recognized by a community, a borough, and a city that you absolutely love and adore means the world to me.
You know, growing up, I read that you had a pretty rough life. Did you ever think in your wildest dreams that somehow, somewhere, you were going to have a street named after you?
No, not even close. I didn't even think that was possible. I never thought that was an option. So to stand here and for this to actually be real, it blows my mind. I'm forever grateful.
Now, your pops was the one that got you into the martial arts, into wrestling and all that stuff?
So he was my instructor in martial arts. He owned multiple martial arts schools in different areas in the Bronx.
And how was that? Did that train you? Did that help you out to get you to?
Absolutely. If you watch me in the ring, you can see that you can see my martial arts background, you know, and I use it to my advantage. It set me up for that discipline and hard work and ethic that you need to be successful.
And how hard was it for you to be a professional wrestler? I mean, when did you say, you know what, I'm going into professional wrestling? Since
I was a kid, a young teen, I felt like this is what I was born to do. But you never know. I mean, there's tons of dreamers. Everybody wants to accomplish something, but it doesn't, in real life, it doesn't always work out that way. Right. So for me, I'm one of the fortunate ones that got to live out his childhood dream.
Now, you know, you're a big Yankee fan, but how good of a player were you when you were playing? I mean, you know, because a lot of the martial artists, they're so athletic. How good were you when you were playing ball?
I was pretty decent. I played for Kips Bay here in the Bronx, and at the time, the only issue was that I didn't realize I needed glasses, so I struck out a lot, but when I hit the ball, we wouldn't know where it landed. But I was pretty decent. I had a good arm as well, and playing the outfield, I had a good glove. There's times that I wish I would have stuck to it, because I just love the game. I'm just a big fan, but I think things worked out.
Now, who, your favorite player from the Yankees, who do you like?
Right now, Aaron Judge.
Before, like when you were growing up, you said, man, this is the guy that I like.
So obviously, initially, the first person that I ever watched that got me to fall in love with baseball was Don Mattingly.
Who should be in the Hall of Fame.
Hands down, yeah, that's a whole nother conversation. And then, obviously, the next generation came through, and I was a big Bernie Williams fan.
Another one that should be in the Hall of Fame.
Yes, it goes without saying, Derek Jeter, obviously. You know, the core guys and that whole championship run team of the 90s and early 2000s, those guys were some of my favorites. A-Rod was another one a few years later, and now, obviously, hands down, all rise, Aaron Judge.
Now, when you got to meet him, how was that, man? Was that like another dream of yours, or that say, man, these are the guys that I looked up to when I was growing up?
Absolutely, and Judge, you can tell his leadership. Like, he speaks with such grace. A fantastic representative for the Yankees organization, for baseball, for sports, for New York. I, as a fan, you wouldn't want anybody else to lead your favorite team. What a human being, and doesn't hurt that he's the best player on the planet.
Without a doubt. Now, you know, a lot of people don't understand that the walk-up song that the baseball players have now was derived from wrestling. That was originally from wrestling. What would you like to see change in baseball that incorporates from wrestling?
Ooh, well, I mean, we don't want violence, right? And sometimes that happens on its own.
Sometimes.
Yeah, but you know.
And I'm talking about the entertainment-wise, because a lot of people say, you know, baseball is dull, it's not fun.
So you know, at the beginning of the games where they announce the lineups and they announce who's playing, I like for them to have their own intros. So just like they have an intro going up to the plate, coming out with an intro, they should have like a entrance attire. You know, like I have my robes and these trench coats that I wear. They should have like their own stuff that they come out, swagged out the way they want, with like a special theme song for them. That'd be cool.
Oh, hey, that's a good one.
Yeah.
You know, I spoke to Nick Fisher, and he said, you know, he was a big wrestling fan. He goes, man, I like to see the paramedics, I like to see fireworks.
Oh, pyro, absolutely. But that's a part of the intros. So have them come out with pyro, that'd be great.
Now, you know the rivalry right now that we're going through with the Yankees and Juan Soto. Your thoughts? You were pitching, or what would you do to Juan Soto?
You don't want to hurt the guy, but you know, up and in a little bit, and let him step back, make him feel a little uncomfortable. with control, obviously. But look, he made a business decision and a decision for his family. I can't hate the guy for that. But unfortunately, he did leave the Yankees, so now you're the enemy. It is what it is. That's how this goes.
Brother, listen, it's always an honor to be around you, man, and thank you for your time and courtesy. And I'll see you in Yankee Stadium pretty soon.
Absolutely. Thank
In 5, 4, 3,